all of us are looking for answers to, I think, some of the deepest questions. We're not looking for answers for math formulas or physics or biology. We're looking for amazingly difficult questions. I then realized that the person who asks those questions, you get asked those questions on a weekend at 3 a.m. by DPS security. Do you know the questions they ask you? These are the questions I'm trying to find the answers to. They ask you, who are you? What are you doing here? And where are you going? That's what I want to know. This, to me, is the punchline to everything. Which way do I live my life that can give me answers to this really well? Formulas don't work. I need something far more complicated. Listen, we're all living our lives because we have already answered these questions somehow. Y'all might think you don't have answers to it, but the reason you're making a choice is to call your mom or dad. The reason you're making a choice to follow somebody, the reason you're making a choice is to go to class or not, is because you're answering this question somehow. You got answers to this thing. You might not like your answers, but you got answers to them. Listen, we're making daily choices because we think the world works somehow. I want to tell you a story. This is from David Foster Wallace, a great writer, and he started one of his talks, a very famous talk by this thing. He said, I'm going to make it from Malibu. 2 young fish are swimming in the Malibu waters, and an older fish like me with gray hair swims past them the other way. And as he swims past the 2 young fish, he says, hey, all, how's it going? How's the water today? And he keeps swimming. A little bit later, one of the young fish turns to the other young fish and says, what in the world is water? And to me, that's what this question's about. We don't even think about the water. We don't even realize there is water, but we're drinking something. We're smelling something. We're making choices based on something. Listen, let me show you what I think the kind of choices are happening. All right, to me, we have some kind of a choice of getting on some kind of a plane of the way the world works. Right? There are many thinkers and many people who live their lives who thought about how the world works. And here's some of them. Those who are Muslim, those who are Hindu, those who are Christian, those who are secular. They say the world is not designed by some other God. It is what you see it is. Secular humanists. It's a beautiful thing, by the way. I'm a fan. There are people who don't even care how the world works. Still, they're making choices based on the fact they don't care. You're still making a choice. And this is, to me, the weirdest one. Having grown up in India, I find this amazing. I call it the American buffet, where people kind of build their own plane. Like, I like a little bit of Hinduism and a little bit of Buddhism, and I'll throw in a tail that looks like this. You know who's ever flown the plane? Nobody. Good luck with that one, right? But there are a lot of people, billions who are Hindus and billions who are Christians, who've thought about these things. And you have to pick one of these planes or build your own. And then you got to get in, and that's how you're going to base your life on. You got to live your life and fly in that plane. To me, I will tell you what I'm driven by. Before I tell you the plane that I like, I'm going to tell you what I'm driven by. And to me, I'm driven by one amazing word, which is the word, Peish. This is it. So I'll tell you why this word is amazing to me. Okay, I don't know if you know the life of a college professor. I teach about 2 classes a semester. So let's pretend I teach like Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock. You know what I do at 11 o'clock? Whatever I want. You know what I will do rest of Monday, Wednesday, Friday? Whatever I want. Tuesday, Thursdays, there I am having scotch in my office, whatever I want. What do I do on the weekends? Whatever I want. What about summer break, 3 months? Whatever I want. I work 6 years. You know what I'm doing next year? Literally after working 6 years in San Diego, I'm on sabbatical leave. You know what I'm doing then? Whatever I want. I love being a professor. There's no company telling me what to do, nobody telling me the ideas to think about. I can think of anything I want, draw pictures on anything I want, work on whoever I want to work on with. I love freedom. But let me be clear, my friends. When I talk about freedom, let me be clear as to what I'm saying. There is an American notion of freedom that I find different, having grown up in India. And that notion of freedom says things, it's like Disney freedom. It says things like, follow your heart. Yo, my heart is stupid. I don't know if you guys know my heart at all, but like sometimes I really want to save up and buy a Bugatti. Like I just really want that. And sometimes I think that's the idiotic move. Sometimes I want to move out of San Diego and check out the world. And sometimes I think I have a house in San Diego. Why would I want to leave it? I just don't know what my heart is saying sometimes, and I don't know how to follow it. Sometimes people say, pursue your dreams. Have you heard that? That's what freedom is about, pursuing your dreams. I want to be a linebacker for an NFL team. I do, but then my dreams turn out to be dumb. But then some people then say, don't give up on your dreams. But some people come up to me and say, dude, give up on your dreams. Your dreams suck. So I don't know exactly what I need to be doing. What am I following? Like, where's freedom really coming from? To me, Freedom comes from wanting to live life well. Like, I just want to have a great life. I don't mean rich. I don't mean famous. I have zero interest in that stuff, but just like a good life. I think the world has a grain going on it. And when I live my life, I don't want to go against the grain and get splinters. I just want to figure out what the grain of the world is. That's what I want to figure it out. And the different planes offer different ways of figuring out what the grains of the world are. So let me tell you what I love. I love freedom to live my life well, but I also love the second freedom, which is I want the freedom for our world. I love our world. So I love our world. I think our world is broken. You might not agree with it, but I think it is. I think there's social struggles. I think there's economic struggles going on. I think there's so much economic disparity that the people who are rich that's ununderstandable. It's just wicked nuts, ununderstandable, making millions of times the amount that their employees are making. It's economically broken in so many ways. Environments are getting abused and destroyed. So I want a world that's gorgeous. I love this world, but it's broken. But at the same time, I find the world absolutely sexy. I think it's so beautiful. You know, I think bodies are beautiful. I think our hands are beautiful. Let me show you this picture. I'm not sure if you know this at all, but we have vinyl sales. You know, vinyls, like LPs, they're more popular now than in the history of the world. Now, this I find kind of weird because Apple has Apple lossless digital files. That means it's flawless. The files are perfect. There's no errors. And yet we buy this junk, like a piece of plastic with some stuff scratched on it. You know why? Because the world is thirsty to touch things. We're tired of music that doesn't have any weight. Our bodies matter, and we keep abusing it. Do you know why you spend $30 on a cup of coffee? Because you've ignored your body the whole day. And eventually your body goes, you owe me something, dude. You owe me a $30 date. So you go to Starbucks and buy a cup of coffee for $30. I think tastes matter. We talked about what is amazing. Grater's ice cream is the best ice cream I know of. 1870 it was made in Cincinnati, Ohio. You can buy it at Ralph's right here because it's owned by Kroger. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. So I know the world is beautiful and I know the world is broken and I will not escape to Mars. I want to fix this world because I love it. I want some worldview that allows me to live well and my world to live well. That's what I'm looking for. So what's my choice? To me, I think the Christian faith, that airplane, that choice, that story makes the most sense to me. Listen, you all, I want to be really clear. I don't trust the Christian faith because it's emotionally satisfying. I'm a mathematician. I have no emotions to satisfy. Right? Listen, the reason I trust quantum mechanics, you know, quantum mechanics, it's a theory about particles. It's about theory about forces, strong forces, weak forces. You know, I've never seen any particles. I don't know those forces, but I trust it. I mean, that's kind of what I believe the world is working like. Why do I buy quantum mechanics? Because it's the best explanation for how the world, the physical world is working. That's why I buy it. Give me another theory and I'll switch out of that and pick something else. I'm ready to go. But to me, the best explanation how the entire world works is the Christian story. It makes the most sense to me out of everything. It gives me incredible life to lead my life well, but it shows me actually how to fix and love our world. It makes amazing sense. Now, let me be really clear about this. This goes back to the title of the talk a little bit that we've been talking about, which I don't buy the Christian faith 100%. I'm kind of 60% sold on it. Right? That's how much I trust that plane. I'm 60% trust in that plane. The Hindu faith, I trusted about 20%. Secular humanists, you know, the atheist faith, I think it's a gorgeous plane. I trusted like 48%. But I got to get on one of those planes to live my life, right? And certainly the build your own plane ain't happy for me. So out of all the planes, the Christian faith makes about 60%, and that's why I'm getting on that plane. But the problem when you get on a plane is you're 100% committed. Because the plane's in the air and you got to live your life that way. So I'm all in to a thing I only buy 60% of.